thank you to the butterflies in my stomach.
Wow, I never thought I'd miss the days when we start an episode off with just Stolas singing. I feel like the clown adventure has changed me. Excited to get back to the Owl Boy plot though. Wow, I had almost forgotten that they still have that arrangement to have sex on the full moon each month. Oh my goodness, a natural element for the story that's been previously established that works as a perfect excuse to get the characters together for their relationship to develop? Yeah, let's do this!
He want me if he was free. If he's only here as a prisoner, what kind of monster does that make me?
Wow, I was not expecting them to actually address this part of the deal. I don't know, I sort of expected them to sweep that bit under the rug. This could be kinda cool. No, don't get your hopes up. Last time that happened, the episode was that horrible camp garbage episode.
Can this be a relationship, or am I still naive?
But maybe this will actually be really good. It can be an emotional developmental episode, where Blitz and Stolas will just sit down and talk about them and what's going on with their relationship, and we can have some really big things happen.
Stop complaining. I had to sell it, didn't I?
Oh no, the f***ing cherubs are back!
Where are we?
We ask the questions.
Oh no, the fucking dorks are back now! I knew not to get my hopes up.
If someone wants to see you less and less, big red flag.
It's been like, I don't know, 8 years, but finally Luna gets to speak in an episode again. I am so curious. How many Hell of a Boss fans actually care about the dorks? Like, I didn't really think they'd be that big a deal, despite how dramatic the finale of their episode was back in season 1. Does this interest people? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to know what you think about the dorks. Man, I'm bummed this cherub thing is going to distract us for the whole episode. While this nothing burger plot happens in the background, I'm gonna talk about my overall thoughts on how the writing for the show has been. I find the action of the show mostly uninteresting. Now, don't get me wrong, the choreography and animation for these action-heavy scenes are usually very great, visually impressive and fun. A lot of flash and flare, and that's neat. But also, story-wise, meh. I think it's because the adversaries the main cast face in these moments tend to be really flat and boring, and the conflicts around the action feel similarly shallow. They might mention something that sounds neat, but often doesn't go into it with much detail. Instead, a lot of it will just be petty insults, then explosions and death or whatever, and then it's over. Season 2 has brought several adversaries back, like Stryker and now the dorks with the cherubs, and I can't get myself interested in what they have to offer, cause, like, they were already shallow before, right? Now they're still shallow, but just here again. And it doesn't really bring anything new or interesting. Even the most interesting aspects of their characters don't really feel like they're being developed in any new ways. Like, Stryker has a big deal about hating the elites, but he's mostly just been stuck on repeat, saying the same thing over and over and over again. And it's weirdly hypocritical that he's working for the elites despite feeling this way. And the cherubs and dorks have even less than what he had. And even now, the new villains that they've introduced, like Mammon or Moxie's dad, feel sort of one note and basic. I think the biggest problem is it always just feels like a distraction from the actually compelling part of the plot, the relationship drama. The show handles drama very, very well. Not just the messy thing going on with Blitz and Stolas, but Ozzy's relationship with Fizz being a secret and Fizz's personal doubts. Season 1 with Luna being insecure at B's club, Octavia struggling with the divorce of her parents. Those parts are done super well, and are incredibly well written and entertaining and engaging. And every time some goof-ass villain who's some over-the-top, boring, dumb, one-note snorefest rolls up, like the cherubs, I just groan and roll my eyes. They're not offering anything interesting to the plot because they're never written to be any more interesting than slightly being rude and obnoxious. On top of that, every single adversary just exists as an excuse for someone to rescue someone else. Stolas dives in and protects the imps. Millie and Luna dive in to save the boys. Blitz and Ozzy dive in to defend Fizzarolli. It's just cheap heroics that add very little, especially by this point. Quite frankly, if Viv does a new show, drop the action crap and just focus on the drama. It's what you excel at, and stopping that good writing and development for some goofy, cheap action thing just feels silly at best, or is an annoying distraction at worst. Okay, finally, we're getting back to Stolas and Blitz. I have been waiting for so long for this.
This is an Asmodean crystal. Asmodeus has his demons legally travel to Earth for work all the time.
Huh. You think that would have come up sooner or something? I know they mentioned it in episode 6, but still, when it was kind of implied in the beginning that the grimoire was the only way they could get to the human realm, it had their relationship feel a lot more concerning in terms of power. I like this new addition, and I like how Stolas has handled the whole thing. He doesn't want Blitz to be imprisoned by his rules, bribed into being with him. He wants Blitz to want him on his own accord. And they have the maturity to address how wrong this relationship dynamic has been.
It's not right anymore. It hasn't been. It never was.
We've come a long way from this relationship just being a throwaway gag to make funny sex jokes and an excuse for circumstances around the plot, huh? And, like I was saying about writing the drama really well,
Okay, alright, you're f***ing with me.
it wouldn't be a compelling, nail-biting drama without these heartbreaking twists and turns, right?
I'll stay with you. I love you so much.
Thank you, Blitz, for making me so happy. Even if only for a little while.
I wonder if people dislike this stuff. Because from what I've seen, people tend to really like just happy endings, right? They want things to work out perfectly and the couple to be happy and junk. And yeah, that is the ideal, but I love this messy drama when you're screaming at your screen for Blitzo to stop f***ing things up. Like I was saying earlier about the villains, they feel very low stakes and uninteresting to me. But this is where the real tension and thrills come in, and I love it. It's like a telenovela, but animated, with cool demon characters.
Your first instinct is that it's always about sex.
Homie, that's your fault, I'ma say. Stolas has been unabashedly horny, calling up Blitz to talk about all the ways he wants to have crazy sex with him, openly talking about their sexual escapades in front of his own daughter. Can you blame Blitz for thinking there's nothing more to this relationship?
I mean, you royal f***s think you can do this every time because we're smaller and not as important.
So we're really just leaning in on the whole royal thing now, huh? I guess it works, but it's barely been a thing in the show, especially nothing that Blitz has really talked about. Like I mentioned, Stryker kind of brought this up before, but it's never really been a problem with Blitz when it comes to this relationship. And I don't think he's just saying it here now as an excuse to himself for not getting attached. Based on what Fizz said before in the cage, and how sincere and angry Blitz seems here, I guess this really is going to be a key element for the plot. I just wish this had been hinted to a little bit before now. Man, what a crazy, turbulent episode, eh? Well, at least those last 6-ish minutes of it was. The rest of it, boring as hell. But man, when they get it right, they really get it right.
So why do you need me to have you?
But I want you to want me.
I want you to want me.
So, I'm doing daily reviews of all of the Hell of a Boss episodes. If you want to see the next episode a day early, consider becoming a patron. I hope you have fun with this series, and a huge shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah Complex, Jacob, Ben Sketchbook, Rain, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hutmut Butt, Primaroon, Steve, Overhypen, Knight, Plague, Unspoken, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Agiri, BR Beginner, and Shahid.